Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Nashville, Tennessee, and the U.S. Men's National Team Training Camp. Today we're joined by the head coach of the U.S. Men's National Team, Mauricio Pochettino. We apologize for the delay today. Due to extreme weather circumstances in Nashville, the training session had to be canceled, and so we needed a little bit of extra time before we could join you today. We're going to begin with questions here in the room in Nashville, and if you have that you'd like to, please raise your hand. And we'll begin with Stephen Goff from the Washington Post.
Hi, Mauricio.
Hello.
Tyler did not train for the few minutes that you were out there, correct? Yeah.
Yes, Tyler is out for tomorrow
because
he suffered a small issue in his feet.
Feet?
Yeah. Foot.
But I think it's not a big issue. Hope it's not a big issue. I think we can manage, I think, in a good way and rest in a few days and then see if can be ready for the Gold Cup. That is why he's not going to be involved tomorrow.
And anybody else that you're concerned about for tomorrow?
No, it's him. And then, of course, after a player that played 90 minutes, another player that maybe came from different situation and circumstance in their teams, we are, as always, talking with the medical staff and the sports science, trying to help to arrive in a very good condition in the Gold Cup. Tomorrow, good opportunity to keep progressing and playing, game time for some other maybe players, and it's going to be good to have another good opponent like Switzerland that is going to be tough also in a similar way to Turkey.
Copan. Espera un momentito, por favor. Micrófono.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Mauricio, ¿qué tal? ¿Cuánto cambia el que no pudo finalizar el entrenamiento? Y también quisiera saber si ya tienes el equipo. Al finalizar el partido con Turquía me dijiste que ibas a cambiar muchos jugadores. ¿Se puede saber más o menos cuántos cambios vamos a tener de novedad mañana?
Bueno, está claro que siempre el entrenamiento en el campo siempre ayuda mucho al desarrollo después del partido, ¿no? Pero también hay que adaptarse, lo que estamos hablando también con el cuerpo técnico, esto es táctica también, es la capacidad de adaptación y a veces preparar un partido cuando no tienes tiempo o estas condiciones aparecen, también tienes que tener a través de la capacidad mental, ¿no? Psicológica de preparar un partido como si... Y eso es lo que, bueno, estuvimos trabajando casi más de media hora, o no sé si pasamos una hora, ¿no? Desde que se canceló el entrenamiento hasta ahí, tratando de prepararlo de la manera que tenemos que prepararla, no hay, las circunstancias son las que son y eso es la capacidad de adaptación que necesitamos, ¿no? del equipo. Sí, vamos a hacer bastantes cambios, el equipo ya lo tengo, lo iba a dar hoy, pero al final esta tarde y los jugadores lo sabrán y mañana jugaremos con bastantes cambios, con jugadores diferentes de lo que empezamos contra Turquía.
We'll come up to front here, Ryan.
Thank you, Mauricio. Wanted to ask about Alex Freeman. Obviously gets his debut the other night and is playing in a role where he doesn't get to necessarily go forward as much as getting to do the basics defending against a really good Turkey team. But you look at his play in MLS and his profile of being able to create and get in the attack. When you look at him as a player, how do you kind of see him evolving, and having had him a few days in camp, what do you think about the things that he could bring to this team?
Yes, he's confirming all that we saw, but in the same time, I want to give the credit to the Orlando coaches, Oscar and all the coaching staff, because I think confirm all that what they were telling us. I think that is a good thing. That is why we want to create a very good relationship with all the clubs here in the MLS, because help a lot. And his debut is because of the player, of course. It's because of us, because we call, yes. But I think they serve the credit to the all coaching staff in Orlando, because I think they provide the right assessment on the player, and that is amazing. It's priceless for us, that information. Well, it's a player that can work and can play in a different position. I think for us was important in his debut to provide a very specific and simple concept to him to play, to grow after, and to evolve in the direction that we expect. I think his performance was really good. I think we are so happy, and the important thing is that he feel comfortable, and he felt comfortable on the pitch, and from there, with simple things to start to grow.
Claudio, a la derecha.
Buenas tardes, Mauricio.
Buenas
Bienvenido a
tardes.
Nashville. Claudio Villalobos de Nashville Total Sports. ¿Es tu primera vez por acá?
No,
No, está bien.
2017 with Tottenham, we were playing here.
Cierto.
Sorry,
Cuando-
estuvimos jugando acá. No sé por qué estoy nervioso.
Cuando hay una derrota, tal vez como la que pasa con Turquía, aunque el equipo juega bastante bien y saliste contento, siempre que se crea la pregunta de qué tan lejos está el equipo como tal del concepto tuyo táctico para enfrentar, por ejemplo, la Copa de Oro. ¿Cuál es tu respuesta a eso?
Sí, creo que los primeros 20 minutos creo que fueron un ejemplo de lo que buscamos, ¿no? Como cuerpo técnico, de transmitir al equipo. Y creo que estuvo bastante cerca de lo que realmente esperamos del equipo. Eso es un poco el ejemplo. Está claro que siempre en diferentes campus, cuando tienes diferentes jugadores, es un desafío el encontrar ese rendimiento. No es fácil, necesitas tiempo. En todo proceso se necesita tiempo. Y más en una selección. Es el gran debate entre entrenador o seleccionador, ¿no? Entonces, cuando eres seleccionador, pierdes un poco ese poder de entrenamiento, de entrenar y de encontrar la dinámica de lo que tú quieres a través de los entrenamientos, porque tienes muy poco tiempo. Y después muchos jugadores que a veces, como no viene de un proceso de 3, 4, 5 años o 6 años, los jugadores que llegan nuevos necesitan comprender, razonar, adaptarse a lo que tú le pides. Y después también la conexión con sus compañeros que a lo mejor nunca jugaron juntos. Pero es el desafío bonito y creo que esos 20 minutos mostraron un poco lo que nosotros queremos ser, como la identidad que buscamos como equipo. Creo que eso me deja satisfecho, porque si esto lo podemos prolongar en el tiempo, va a poder ser algo que nos identifique a todos y que identifique sobre todo al país. La cultura de este país es eso, lo que mostramos en esos 20 minutos, ¿no? Ser un equipo agresivo, un equipo que es valiente, un equipo que domina al contrario, un equipo que no tiene miedo a jugar, un equipo que va a competir sin complejos.
Hola Mauricio.
Hola.
Hablaste unas semanas en la llamada por Zoom de la cultura que quieres ser en el campamento. No solo jugadores cenando, jugando al golf, viendo amigos y sus familias. Entonces, ¿qué has visto en este campamento? Y si puedes hablar del ánimo y las actividades fuera del campo. Gracias.
No, cuando hablaba de cultura y cuando hablaba de... Yo soy el primer entrenador o la primera persona con mi cuerpo técnico que nos gusta que los jugadores puedan tener tiempo libre, que puedan estar con sus familias, que puedan en diferentes momentos, cuando el tiempo te lo permite, tener también momentos de ocio. Son chicos jóvenes, los chicos jóvenes necesitan tener diferentes posibilidades de poder hacer cosas que son en este momento cuando tú eres joven. Lo que digo siempre es, cuando tú tienes tu tarea cumplida, cuando estás fuera de tus responsabilidades están cubiertas, después sí podemos hacer todo lo que queramos. Lo que no podemos hacer es no tener todas esas cosas cubiertas y irme de paseo. Si yo no tengo hecho mi trabajo, no puedo irme de paseo a Nashville a ver cómo la ciudad. Hago mi trabajo y después me voy a ver a Nashville. Porque quiere decir que yo voy a competir de la mejor manera. Estoy haciendo, mi responsabilidad es venir a competir y a trabajar. Y si tengo tiempo, que lo podemos organizar, sí, voy a visitar Nashville. Muchas veces puedo ir a un lugar y no tengo tiempo y no lo visito. A eso me refiero. Y yo estoy muy a favor que la gente, que los jugadores y los jóvenes, y hoy en esta generación de jugadores, necesitan input y necesitan tiempo libre también para hacer sus cosas. Y nosotros promovemos eso, pero lo promovemos si después voy al campo y hago lo que tengo que hacer. Y eso no va ligado a que si voy de hacer turismo o me tomo un día para ir a cenar o ver a mi familia o para ir a jugar a golf. Claro que lo podemos hacer, pero después quiero 11 leones o lobos o el animal que a usted más le guste y el más agresivo y demás, que en el campo peleen como si fuera a vida o muerte. Pero si hacemos todo eso y disfrutamos de la vida, pero después no peleamos como un equipo, como un verdadero equipo, y planteamos muchas dudas, quiere decir que hay algo que no está bien, no está equilibrado. Y entonces el equilibrio es lo más importante en todo equipo de fútbol o soccer. Que vuelvo a repetir, no se puede comparar con fútbol americano, básquetbol o hockey o béisbol. El fútbol es muy, muy, muy específico psicológicamente. Por eso digo que en todo eso no se tiene que malinterpretar lo que nosotros decimos. Esto no es un sistema cerrado no es la armada, no es un campamento militar. Es un equipo de fútbol que tiene que prepararse para competir contra otro equipo de fútbol. Y ahí hay muchas cosas donde tenemos que dominar y manejar para ser un equipo competitivo que nosotros, bajo nuestro prisma, nuestra visión y nuestro mindset, es lo que nosotros pensamos que tiene que ser. Pero no quiere decir que eso sea lo único y respetamos todas las formas de hacerlo.
We'll go Ben and then Amna.
Hi, Mauricio. Ben Wright with 615 Soccer. Against Turkey, we saw Diego Luna and Jack McGlynn kind of starting in the wide areas, and obviously they're both players who like to get on the ball and create. How do you balance with that kind of profile, having them get on the ball in those areas while also kind of keeping a threat in behind?
Yeah, I think when you analyze the game, I think they can go also in behind to the defensive line. They can go deep, and they have this mentality. Diego more than Jack, but I think you need to decide in the way that you want your team play. If we want to dominate, we need this type of player that are good with the ball on the feet. And if you want to play more direct and you want to be more aggressive and not to have this control of the game, and you want to allow to the opponent to dominate more and be more direct, you use different players like Quinn or Hashi or Damian, or different players. You can play also with two strikers. But I think it's always about, first of all, is what do you want? No, like a coaching staff, us we want to how we want to play and how after. But I think with the characteristics that we have, also we can be a little bit more aggressive. We can sometimes to have more variability in our game. I think maybe your question after to watch the game is we have the possession and we have the control, and sometimes we miss a little bit to go more deeper and to strengthen the defensive line of Turkey. I agree with you. If that was the why you asked me, and yes, that's one of the things that we need to improve.
Amna in the back.
Hi, Mauricio. As you kind of use these two friendlies to gear up for the Gold Cup, what do you still feel like you need to see out of the team in the Switzerland match?
As you get ready for the Gold Cup, what do you want to see out of the Switzerland match to help us get ready for Gold
Yes, the thing that I was talking before, and I think in Spanish, is that we are maybe to do some changes, and I think we are trying to use all the players, because I think for different reasons, for different circumstances, I think preparing sinking in the Gold Cup, I think it's good to do some changes now and to give the possibility to another player to play. What I want to see tomorrow is, for me, is to continue evolve in the way that we start to play against Turkey, and it's a continuation of this feeling. If we will get tomorrow, after 90 minutes, the same feeling, I think the progression is there, and I'm going to be happy. The result also is important, but I think now with a lot of new players, no, for first time and building a team for the Gold Cup, I think the focus is more in the process to improve than maybe the result. And of course, after the Gold Cup, is going to be both progression and result.
Hey, Mauricio, Valer Chavilla with 615 Soccer. Welcome to Nashville. I just want to ask about Walker Zimmerman. He's the captain of Nashville SC. He was called up, obviously, and he earned a call. But what are you looking to see from him, and what are your first impressions of seeing him on the training pitch and kind of just getting ready for these matches?
Well, I think always, no, like a coach or coaching staff, is always you need players, good positive leadership. And of course, we know the player. He's an experienced player. I played already the World Cup in 2022 and was involved in different competition. And by the way, I'm not going to assess the player. I think I'm going to assess the person that can help also to the coaches to deliver the message. And I think it's a very positive leadership that he translates to the team. I think that is really good. And I think we are so happy to have him, and maybe tomorrow have the possibility to play. I think he came from a issue, you know, and was in doubt maybe to bring or not, but I think he recovered it well, and now I think he's sure to have him on the team is going to help in different way, on the field or off the field, and that is an important thing for all the coaches, no?
Two more questions, Adam and then Steve.
I believe on Saturday you talked a little bit about the emotional difficulty that the team had after conceding the goal. How do you fix that? And what's your message to the team when it comes to that specifically?
Yes, one of the things that we were talking yesterday and today is about that. It's about to translate the confidence and the trust, and always think, because always is in football can happen the mistakes. The problem is if you stuck, no, in your mistake, it's for sure you are going to make another mistake and another mistake. Always is to change our mindset that the most important action in football, I don't know if you know which is the most important action in football. If you say in soccer, which is the most important action? Finishing. Another idea? First touch. Correcting. Yes. Another? No, all are important, but it's true. Always, the most important action is the next one, not the next touch, the next one. The next one, because you cannot thinking in bad control. I miss the touch. I miss the finishing, or I don't know, because the next one is always, and how you be ready to be in the next one is move on quick. In your mindset is football. You need to feel the confidence from us to say, if I made a mistake, it's part of my game. It's part of that sport. But then I need to be focused in the next one, because if not in the next one, I am thinking in the last one. I made a mistake because of the last one, because I am not connected. I'm not focused in the game. But yes, but all that you were telling me are important too, for sure.
I thought I knew too, but I'm not Diego Luna, so I didn't. Steve.
Mauricio, you saw David Freeze in goal the other day.
Who?
Freeze.
Matt Freeze.
Matt Freeze. Sorry.
You say David.
I
David, you, batem, ¿no? Batem. ¿Cómo se dice? Bautizó. Baptize.
Yeah.
David.
Okay, I apologize.
No.
So, and you obviously know Turner very well. So how would you assess now the goalkeeping situation with some keepers missing and your three keepers now?
I am so happy with him, because I think he managed really well. Again, I think was his debut, and he was very, very good. Things that they need to improve, of course, but he need play and need games with the national team. I think so happy, too many positive decisions on the pitch, and I think that things that also need to improve, like all the player, but so happy with his debut. He's a great guy, and he has amazing potential. Yes, it's a good competition for us, not to discover that he can cope with the pressure to play for the national team.
Coca-Cola send-off match tomorrow night, USA-Switzerland at GEODIS Park, 7 p.m. Central Time here in Nashville. Thank you, Mauricio. Thank you for joining us today, and have a good afternoon.